From the Far Gone series by Dr. Hughes. Sight to see. Seeing is believing. Imagination starts with you. Illustrated by Irina Yurosevic. Elucidated by Daryl Fussell. And read by Michael D. Wanzelak. The class just turned out for recess. Everyone wanted to choose sides to play baseball. Harriet and Edie were always the two team captains. They were the best players. Each could hit really well, and they both were great catchers behind the plate. Toad really didn't have fun playing baseball. He was a turtle. He was very slow and had never gotten a hit at bat. He still wanted to be included, although he was always the last player chosen. The game began, and everyone was having a great time. Soon, it was Toad's turn to bat. He trudged to the plate, dragging his bat behind him. He knew everyone was watching him and thinking, "Hey, batter, easy out." And they were always right. Toad was always an easy out because he had never hit the ball, ever. Toad wished things were different. Soon, the bell rang and recess was over. This spring day was spectacular. A flock of geese was flying over the playground on the return from spending the winter in warmer southern weather. The geese were making a lot of honking noise as they flew overhead. Jerry said, "Oh look, the geese are coming back." Everyone watched as the V formation of geese glided effortlessly by in the sky. Toad looked up where everyone was pointing and heard the geese honking and honking. But no matter how hard he looked, he couldn't see anything. "Where are they?" he whispered to Chrissy, who was standing close by. Chrissy pointed directly at the flock and said, "Right there, Toad. Can't you see them?" Toad didn't want to appear clueless. "Over there, maybe?" he guessed, but he pointed in the wrong direction. Chrissy scratched her head and thought to herself, "I need to ask my dad a question." That night, before Chrissy went to bed, she told her dad about the geese flying over the playground and how she was worried that Toad was unable to see them. Chrissy's dad told her that some children don't know they may need glasses to correct their eyesight. "Some children don't know they can't see everything you see." He said he was proud of her for having concern for her friend. He suggested she bring Toad by to see him the next day. The next morning, Chrissy told Toad, "I want you to see my dad. He is an optometrist." "Oh, I saw him this morning," Toad said. "I saw your mom, too, when they dropped you off at school." No, he's an eye doctor, Toad. I think you need an examination. I'll even go with you," Chrissy explained. Toad thought about it a moment and then agreed to go. Toad sat quietly in the waiting room. His eyes felt fine. He couldn't see anything wrong with them. They certainly didn't need a Band-Aid over them. Just then, Chrissy's dad walked in wearing his white doctor's overcoat. "I want to see you in my office, young man," the doctor ordered. Toad said, "Can't you see me now? I'm right here," thinking he might be in trouble for pulling Miss Chrissy's kitty's tail. Toad said in his defense, "I didn't pull Chrissy's tail. I just held on and she pulled me in here." "You are not in trouble," the doctor smiled and said, "and of course I can see you. I just want you to look at a chart on the wall in my office." Toad was relieved he wasn't in trouble. Chrissy led Toad into the examination room. The doctor asked Toad if his eyes had ever been checked. Toad replied, "No, they've always been green." The doctor smiled to himself and asked Toad to sit in a chair facing a large chart on the wall. Dr. Kitty asked Toad if he could read the top 3 lines of letters. Toad squinted and said, "The very top letter on the chart is either an E or perhaps an F." Toad thought the chart was all mixed up and not in order like the alphabet. The doctor quietly told Toad, "That's okay. Now, would you scoot your chair next to my eye equipment?" Toad asked, "Is this going to hurt?" Chrissy spoke up. "Oh no, Toad. It's not going to hurt at all. You won't feel a thing." The doctor told Toad to look into the lenses and he would ask some questions about the letters he would see. Later, Toad excitedly told Chrissy about his experience. "Chrissy, some of the letters were fuzzy and others were clear. I couldn't see all of them very well at first, but your dad kept asking me which one was better, the first letter he displayed or the second. I kept hearing clicking as he turned the knobs to change the lenses. Slowly, they all became clear as day. He also shined a light in my eyes and asked me to look at a chart to see if I could see all the colors on it. The exam was rather like playing a game." When the examination was over, the doctor told Toad that his vision needed help, and that is why Toad had trouble seeing things that the other kids could see. Dr. Kitty also told him that he thought he could help him see much better. Toad paused and then said, "But I don't see a problem." Chrissy's dad explained that he would order a prescription of new glasses that would help Toad to see much better than he could now. Toad asked, "Doctor, will I have to wear these glasses all the time?" Dr. Kitty smiled and replied, "Well, only when you want to see." Dr. Kitty asked his assistant to help Toad choose the frames for his new glasses. There were frames of many colors and designs. The assistant said, "Perhaps you would like these glasses. They are tortoiseshell." Toad replied, "Oh no, I can't get those." She asked, "Well, why not?" His lip quivered as he said, "Because that would mean my cousin Fred would go homeless." Toad finally decided on his favorite color, red-rimmed frames. "That settles it," the doctor said. "We will place the order, and in a week or so, they'll be delivered to your door." A week later, the doorbell rang, and Toad went to answer it. He opened the door, and there was a small parcel with his name on it. As he picked up the box, he barely noticed a large yellow delivery truck driving off, but he clearly heard the booming voice call out to him, "I'll be seeing you later, Toad." He wondered how the delivery man knew his name. Maybe from the package? Toad suddenly realized this delivery must be his new glasses. Quickly, he started opening the box. Chrissy also saw the delivery drop off. She knew it must be Toad's new glasses. She walked up to Toad's door just as he was getting the box open. Out of the packaging, Toad lifted a beautiful set of red-rimmed glasses. He slowly put them on and they fit perfectly. Toad was speechless. He could see! Oh my, how he could see! He looked and looked some more. "There are little green leaves on the trees, and there are brown branches on the trees," Toad said to himself. Toad saw green rolling hills that went to the horizon. Trees and flowers dotted the fields. White fluffy clouds gently drifted in the sky. He saw a goose fly above him. Toad was astounded. He held his breath. He didn't want to blink for fear he would miss something. "As I see it," he thought, "this must be what it means to have a look-see." Chrissy waited patiently as Toad looked and looked, to the right, to the left, up and down. He looked until tears filled his eyes. He had not known what he had missed seeing all this time. Chrissy approached and sat down next to him. She quietly asked Toad, "Are you okay?" Toad slowly answered, "Yes, I am okay very much." Chrissy was curious and said, "What do you mean, okay very much?" Toad proceeded to tell Chrissy what it was like before he got glasses. "Could you imagine not being able to feel the warmth from the sunshine?" Chrissy was puzzled. "But Toad, you can't feel with your glasses." Toad said, "It's not the glasses. It's the feeling I get with the new world I now see with them. I never saw a sunset before that wasn't just a fuzzy orange glow." For the first time, Toad could read the letters F, A, R, G, O, N, E on the yellow delivery truck as it passed his house again. He gently wiped his eyes and adjusted his glasses once more. He gazed at a row of windmills, gracefully turning slowly in the distance. Chrissy asked him, "So what do you think?" Toad answered, "Those are far out," pointing to the windmills. Chrissy responded, "Yes, very cool." Toad was puzzled. "You mean they blow cold air too? I hadn't thought of that." "No," Chrissy chuckled. "You said they're far out, and by cool, I meant they're neat." Toad replied, "I meant they're far away. I have never seen that far before. Wow, it is wonderful to see as far as the eye can see." "I see," Chrissy said. "Me too," Toad exclaimed. "I never saw a rainbow, bright and clear. I never saw an airplane before, high in the sky. I knew they went up there, but I didn't know you could still see them." Chrissy was in tears and said, "Toad, that is so sad." Toad exclaimed, "No, Chrissy, I'm not sad. I'm happy. I am so very happy to see the things I never saw before. It is clear to me now that the world is very beautiful if you can only see it. I didn't know I couldn't see well. I wonder how many other children are like me." Toad pondered. Chrissy meowed, "Toad, you are lucky because you can see everything now." When the recess bell rang the next day at school, Chrissy and Toad followed everyone out of the classroom. Someone on the playground shouted, "Hey, Four Eyes," as Toad walked by. "How rude to say such ugly things about the glasses that help me see so well," Toad thought. Toad whispered to Chrissy, "That kid should know Superman wears glasses on his time off." Chrissy purred, "Toad, you are right, and I think Clark Kent is so cute." Toad smiled as they walked toward the baseball field. The kids chose sides, and once again, Toad was chosen last. The ball game started, and eventually it was Toad's turn to bat. Toad put the bat on his shoulder, adjusted his glasses, and told Edie, who was behind the plate, that he was ready. Jerry called out to Toad, "Here's an easy one, right over the plate," and then pitched the ball. It plopped into Edie's mitt with a thud. Edie said, "Toad, you have to swing at those. That was a good one." Toad could hardly believe his eyes. He saw the ball. It seemed as big as a beach ball. He knew he could hit that. Before he had glasses, the ball would hit Edie's catcher's mitt before he ever saw it. Now, Toad believed firmly that he could hit that ball. Toad paused and whispered to Edie, "Could you ask Jerry to pitch one more just like that one?" "Sure," cried Edie. "Jerry, give Toad one more just like that one," Edie called out. Jerry was a very good pitcher, but wanted to have fun and encouraged Toad to hit the ball. Jerry nodded, and Toad got ready for the pitch. Jerry called out to Toad, "Here's that easy one." When Jerry pitched the ball, Toad was ready for it. He easily saw the ball with his new glasses. He swung the bat with all his might and hit it with a solid smack. Twila was lying down in the outfield doing her nails. Toad had never hit the ball, and she wasn't expecting much to change. The ball sailed over everyone's head. It went over Twila. She was so startled she dropped her nail file. The ball flew over the fence and bounced in the lane. Toad had hit a home run. Everyone was so excited that both teams screamed and ran with Toad all the way around the bases, but not too fast, because Toad was slow. Back at home plate, everyone was giving Toad high fives and patting him on the back. Toad finally asked Edie, "Did you see that? It's like magic. I can see the ball with my new glasses." Edie grinned and said, "Toad, I had to see it to believe it." That day will forever be in Toad's memory. With perfect eyesight now, he really could see the world. After all, seeing is believing. That night, Zora Zebra asked her mom, "Do you think I should see Dr. Kitty, the optoiologist? I've never been able to hit the ball like Toad did today." "Zora, Dr. Kitty is an optometrist, and I think it would be a wonderful idea for us to see him tomorrow," Mother Zebra nickered.